So I've been struggling with string algae for a really long time now, and it's not because there's excess nutrients. I haven't fed the fish in 5 months. Now you might be thinking, well, you don't have enough plants. This whole thing was covered in Salvinia natans, but because the algae was so bad, because this is getting direct sun all day, just had to remove it because it was the algae was in the roots of the Salvinia natans. It was starving the natans of, or Salvinia of, nutrients and things like that, so I just had to get rid of it all. But I just put my arm down the bottom here, and I'll show you again because I actually need to clean it out more. There was so much algae, so much algae. Look. And this is what I've been fighting every month. There's probably some bugs in here and all sorts, but it just gets everywhere. Now I don't have a, other than aesthetics, it's not a problem for me, but I do want a nice clear pond. It's relatively clear, but it could be better. See if there's any fish we can spot. Thing is, I keep putting my arm in here trying to get stuff out, so I'm not helping. But it's getting a little bit too much. I had a minor mental breakdown yesterday. Started throwing things around because it was so much. I had to take all the plants up, basically rake the algae off the stems and the roots, and I'm thinking that I'm just going to put some pond dye in there. It's non-toxic to fish, plants, invertebrates, wildlife, pets. It's just that all it does is it just blocks the sunlight from going right down to the bottom where there's a lot of algae. It will also stop it a little bit coming, there's hair algae all over the side. It'll stop it a little bit there, and I don't want to stop it completely, nor do I want to use something like a copper ionizer or some type of algicide, because I don't want to fuck up the pond. I just want to, a little bit less algae would be nice. So I think I'm going to put some pond dye in there, see how that goes. Because even in winter, string algae will still go mental. And if it goes too mental, it gets to a point where the fish can't even use half the pond because it's just covered in algae. But yeah, I know the pond's healthy because even in August at like 15 degrees, I've got females with eggs in here. I haven't fed them in 5 months. They're still plump. They're still doing really well. It's just because I get so much sun, it's basically impossible to control. So I'm gonna have to do something about it. Probably a pond dye, but it is what it is. This isn't. If I want to go and watch fish, I won't go to that pond. I'll go to this one because this is where my babies are. So I'm not really worried about not seeing the fish in that big pond, because that's kind of just the pond where, I put either fish that I don't want to breed by purpose. None of them have defects, but if any fish had a defect, like a spine kink or something, they would go in their big pond. But if I want to watch fish, I'll come here. And then I have this pond, got nothing in it yet, but it will be housing my little baby bogos. Now, this is a green water tank with a fuck ton of value, and it's that way by purpose. That's a bobu baby. I've got, I think, 10 in here. But this is purposefully neglected, because the more algae there is, the more Daphnia there is, the more mosquito larvae there will be. Well, the algae don't really have a say on the mosquito larvae, that's up to the still water, but that big one you saw is the biggest, and then we got little tiny ones. And weirdly enough, in both this one and that one, random babies showed up. Didn't put them in there, must have come on roots of something, I don't know, but yeah. Got a cat.